Hello, my name is Tarja and this game is Morels the Hunt, and it's about picking mushrooms. Here you have some giant examples of those, and the map is where you choose the location you want to go, but I wanted to show my trophy room first. So this is season 2 and I have photographed some mystery animals. There's the Bigfoot, Ghost and Chupacabra. In the season 1 I photographed 4 of them, but I'm still missing 2. So I think the Bigfoot was new on this season, and in the previous one I photographed 3. The Ghost and Chupacabra. Oh, and there was a monkey, yeah. So those on season 1. And I have some of the photos up here on the walls because you can choose what photos you want to show on the walls. And then there are some collectibles, and I have all of these, and in here I'm missing the old helmet, and that can be found in the Pacific Northwest, so I think I'm going there now. But then there are some of these. What was this? All weekly tasks completed in one season. Yeah, I did that on season 1. And then there are a number of certain types of mushrooms collected in one season, and I have all but one done. It's this one here in the middle, and these are in the Pacific Northwest map as well. So I think I have 17 and it's day 35 and I need 100, so I really need to go to that map for some time to try to get that one. And then what else here? Mushroom Hunter level 10, that's just for number of morels, and I don't remember how many you need for that one. And then Photographer level 5, that's, I think it was 45 animals. There are a bit more, you don't need to get every species in the same season, but 45. And else, here we have stuff done on season 2. Weekly tasks so far. Not sure if I can get the current one done because there's just one day left and I need 17, I think. And the Pacific Northwest isn't the best for finding morels. And what else? Here we have animals. The mystery animals are there at the bottom. And then there was this dinosaur skeleton, and that's not on the maps, that's here. You can go outside and find all these pieces, and I confess I didn't find them myself. I found a few and then I went and looked at the guide and used the guide to find the rest of them. And there's a shop, you can buy stuff. Can I open the inventory here? Yeah, here's the inventory items. And really, I got raincoat, headlamp, camera, and the best boots available, and then the ATV. I'm not really using that one much. So the raincoat is for rainy weather, prevent damage, and the camera that's important because you need to take photos of the animals, and I have upgraded it so I have all the features available. But now we go into the Pacific region. Well, it depends on the weather. Okay, sunny. I think that should be fine. some clouds. If it's totally sunny, this map is really hard because the difference between sun and shade is too big. Well, we'll try this one. Start at 10 a.m. Okay, let's start. Could start a bit later because the mystery animal only appears at night. Yeah, I know where it is supposed to be and what it is, and I don't want to see it, but I need the photograph. So, and the reason this map gives me the creeps even without the mystery animal is that this is the sort of woods I really don't like. It's big trees and practically no underbrush. It doesn't feel right. And it's not quite, oh, that was loud, not quite similar to the woods near my childhood home, but close enough. There was a part of that woods where it was, well, I was scared of it, to be honest. And there's no reasonable reason to be scared of that. But I was under 10 years old and the trees were huge, and it was sort of the way they swayed in the wind and the noise they made. Yeah, it makes no sense. So if maybe it could be classified as phobia, because phobia is irrational fear, and I was scared of that part of the woods. So that's the reason why this map gives me the creeps, while there's no reason for it at daytime. It just reminds me of how I felt when I was a child. And there is a phobia, a real one. It has a name. It's something like hylophobia, I think, and it's fear of the woods. And I suppose it's logical because sort of there are reasonable fears connected to the woods, like fear of getting lost, and in areas where there are sort of dangerous wild animals, it is totally reasonable to be afraid of going to the woods, like if you have bears or something like that. But when I was a child, there were no bears. Like, nobody ever saw any bears in the woods in the area where we lived. And that's different now, but that's how it was at the time. So there was no reason to be afraid, except for getting lost, but we never went too far from home anyway, so there was no way we could have been lost, because there were roads on every side of that piece of woods, so yeah, it was irrational, which sort of make it worse, because when it's something rational, it's understandable, but irrational fears are sort of worse, because there's no reason, you just feel like it. And of course, as a child, I was scared of practically everything. Like strangers, dogs. Anything you might imagine a child to be afraid of. Oh, and darkness. And living in the countryside. Darkness, especially in the winter at night. It's really dark. And rats. We had these huge rats. And it would have been fine if they had stayed outside, but they always found their way into our house. And they were the sort of rats cats get scared of, because they are the size of a small cat. Don't know how they got that big. But yeah. The kind that are dangerous to even adults. Now I'm not finding anything I should be. As you can see here, it's this sunny spot, it's too bright, and this is too dark. Sometimes I use the headlamp during daytime even, just to see something here in these shady areas. And yeah, and one of the collectibles, the helmet, it's supposed to be somewhere here. I've been looking for it, but haven't found it so far. There was the shield. Found that using a guide, and I checked the location of the helmet from a guide, but even that didn't help. I just haven't found the spot where it's supposed to be. It should be somewhere near one of these fallen trees. Yeah, and I think the weekly task is going to be left incomplete. I think I need to just try to focus on the mushrooms for a while now and keep my mouth shut. Well, at least I'm finding something. Wonder, what are these? Is it? It's not the one I'm looking for. They are still at 17. No. Pick up. I have a tendency to press wrong buttons. That's sort of well, I usually say that I have wires crossed. It's an issue with MS. It gives you all sorts of problems with your brain, and mine. One of mine is that brain says one thing and my fingers do the other, so I end up pressing wrong buttons. But in this game it's not that big of an issue. In some games it's really can be fatal. But in this one, you can't die. And jumping when you're trying to pick up a mushroom isn't exactly a big problem. And in the previous video about this game, I did the introduction using this game. There was a problem with the camera, and I figured out what was going wrong. Some updates, this has been updated recently, game, and it seems that the update reset the button bindings, so the take picture was reset back to what it was originally, and I had changed that, so it's the right bumper, that's the one I've been using, but it was reset to the right stick, so that's why it was so confusing. But now it works again the same way as I've been using it. I thought I saw one. Oh, there. Yeah, so now the photography works the way I've been using it, and it's more logical. I mean, pressing the right stick it easily moves the camera so you don't get the picture you wanted. And the bumpers were not in use anyway, so I wonder why the default is so strange. But it doesn't matter. You can change the key bindings or button bindings to ones you want to use, which is always good game design, because people have different preferences. And yeah, I'm using controller for this. It's again for the same reason as I'm pressing wrong buttons. I use the controller because there are less buttons, less chances of pressing the wrong ones. With a keyboard, it's so easy to get your fingers on the wrong keys. And controller is more ergonomic, so it works fine with something like this where you don't need quick reflexes or very accurate aiming. Although I do play the hunting games also with controller, because I play it on PS4, so of course that's with the controller, but even when I'm playing it on my computer, I use the controller. So here we have spiderweb, and we do have a spider. Picture. 5 points. And the mystery animal should appear around midnight, somewhere close to this ambulance, I think. So it's near this fence. So the way I'm going to try to find it is just follow the fence and you'll end up here. Well, the instructions given for it in some discussions, or was it in a guide, was to come here with a horse, then get off, take the picture, and then get on the horse and scram. But I'm going to walk, and it would be interesting to see what happens if I just stay and don't run. Is it going to kill me? I mean, you can't die in this game. Like, once I fell into water, and instead of drowning there was just a cutscene to ambulance taking me to the hospital, I suspect, and then you just continue the game, so you can't die. And of course now there is do I have, there is a way to dive, but I suppose I haven't bought that diving equipment. Yeah, I haven't thought about that. So maybe I should get that. There is on some maps there are lakes and you can go diving and photograph fish and yeah, I think fish. There's no other animals in water. So can we find more mushrooms? At least I found some. I was starting to think that I'm not going to find any. This isn't the best map. Oh, getting dark. What time is it? 6:24. So it's not yet. Few hours before it should be appearing. And of course finding mushrooms at night is even harder. But this is good. This is night vision, so we can see what's around. So this helps photographing the mystery animal. And this is what I used for the ghost. But you need to, when you're on season 1, you're playing, it takes some time before you can upgrade to this. I think, I don't remember anymore how the upgrades work. It may be about how many animals you have photographed. I don't remember. It's been some time. I mean, I bought this game when it was new, and I have about 150 hours of playtime. So I have played this a lot because I enjoy this and I wanted all the achievements and all the things for the trophy room. So now I'm just trying to get the last 2 achievements. So I need to photograph the mystery animals, and this one is, well, it's scary, and the other one is just hard. So this is the very first map in the game. When you start here, and then you collect mushrooms and get points, and then when you have enough points you can move to the next map. Yeah, so no mystery animal in the Pacific region. That's nothing new. I've never seen it and failed again. And I'm going to keep trying as long as it takes. And the Indiana country, that was rainy, so no point going there because the mystery animal won't show up on rainy weather. You need clear skies. So now we could spend a day here and pick up some mushrooms. Oh, not here. Go here. There are, this area right next to the cabin usually has a lot of mushrooms. There's a puffball and there's slightly old morel and some younger, that's a younger one and older one. Those a bit yellow, they are older, and then those black and white are younger ones. Here we have morels and puffballs on this area usually. There might be some in these trees. I don't remember what the ones in the trees are called. But those used to be so that you saw a tree and it just picked up everything in the tree at once. But nowadays they are, you can pick them one by one, which is, it's better. Like, it was a bit strange. There's a squirrel. There is a mystery animal on this map, but I have photographed it once in season 1, so I don't necessarily need to photograph it, but of course if I see it I'll try. And it is in the area there. If it shows up, it's not guaranteed. So we just walk around and see what we can find. And here you can also see how the light and shadows make it a bit difficult to find anything. Oh, did I see red? Yes. Yeah, that's an amanita and some morels. crosshair in the middle, it turns green when it's on top of a mushroom. So sometimes you don't even need to see the mushroom, you just see the color change. And you know there's a mushroom and you can pick it up. So on this map there's morels, puffballs, those amanitas and the yellow ones. Kantarelli in Finnish. But I'm not sure how to pronounce the English name. Well, you can see it here. So these are the mushrooms you can find on this game, and not everything is on all the maps. Like these here, these are the ones I need to find. Need to find 83 of them on this season to get it to the trophy room, and it's only on the Pacific region. Yeah, but these other ones are on several maps. More of these. These are fairly young ones, but they're sort of round. When they get older, they get bigger and sort of flat, like how you'd expect a mushroom to look like. And in real life, it is possible for rain to wash away those white things that aren't really spots. They are on top of the mushroom, sort of they can come off, and when they come off, the mushroom is red and you may not recognize what it really is. So you need to be careful. Because of course amanitas they're poisonous. The red ones are not quite as bad. They have been used, like shamans use them for some rituals, and it's not healthy, but not necessarily lethal. But the white one, which is called European Destroying Angel in English, it's valkokärpäsieni. That's the one that will kill you. So you either need a new liver or you die. I occasionally go mushroom picking, and the first rule is no white mushrooms. Well, there's one which is safe because its shape is so different from anything else, so you can't mistake any other mushroom for it. So that's one that is the exception to the rule, but otherwise no white mushrooms, never. Basically I picked 3 or 4, the ones I recognize 100%, and then anything that's even a bit uncertain will just remain in the forest, because it's not worth it. With mushrooms you just don't take the risks. You learn to recognize the safe ones edible, safe ones. Some mushrooms are safe, but not edible. Like they taste horrible. I haven't tried, but I know there are some that won't kill you, but will taste absolutely horrible and will spoil the entire batch if you happen to use them in cooking. Oh, I forgot diving equipment. I could have bought that so I could go to the other side of the river. Because that's where the golden morels, because there are these golden morels and there's one on the other side of the river. And usually when you don't have the diving equipment yet, there's a small boat that appears occasionally, and then you can use that to go over. But if you get the diving equipment, you can just go into the water and swim to the other side. Okay, there's a swing and there's some other. Ow. That was a bit too loud. Maybe I should adjust the settings for these sounds. Oh, it was just some branches. I thought there were mushrooms on that tree. No mystery animal. Not seeing anything. No, but I was supposed to photograph a fox. Of course I have 7 days to do that, so I don't need to find it here, but I could just keep an eye on that. And of course the animals, they don't necessarily appear every day. Like there are bears. I think I've seen a bear occasionally on this map, but not that often. Where's the cabin? Which direction? Yeah, that way. Well, oh, there's the map on the right lower corner, so I could have seen it there, but yeah, I'm bad with directions, so I need the map quite often. Yeah, and then when you pick the morels, they are here on the table near the cabin, so you can see them, and here you can see the difference in color with the old and younger ones. And I have a horse if I want to go riding, and I have ATV. These are not really useful on this map. This is a small map, but when you go to the Texas ranch, it's very useful to have one of these or both. And I have both because I have more points than I know what to do with. 83,000, and that's because I have played an entire season, and I'm on day 36 on this season. so you get points for the photographs. And if it's something you haven't photographed before, you get more points, but even taking pictures of species you have already photographed gives you points. And more mushrooms. This one. Any more? These are very realistic in this game, like when you see one you will find more, and that's how it works for real, because the mushroom on the surface is just for reproduction. The actual thing is huge and it's underground, so the mushrooms in a specific area, they are from one large organism. There's always more than one above the ground, unless somebody's been there to pick them. I think that's enough for this video, and if I manage to get the 2 mystery animals that are left, I'll probably post videos of those later.